And welcome, Chaos Nation, Chaos Live, for the last time that we think, at least, in 2022. And before we all do get going, on behalf of myself and David Rattan, the announcer for the series, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and may you have a bright new year. And you'll see later on that me and David got the memo, even though it wasn't sent out. Nice hat there, David.
Thank you very much. I was happy to find one, and I'm feeling very, very festive after this the new releases of everything from the schedule for 2023 from the Chaos franchise. Oh my goodness, we've been receiving gifts, and so I just felt very, very festive, and found one of these hats and wanted to go ahead and apply that to tonight's show as we bring people in from all across Chaos Nation and invite them to share and participate. We've already got our first ho 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 going on here on the feedback from the chat. So welcome to everybody. We are excited to close out 2022 with our final Chaos Live of the year.
You know, David, I told folks last night, starting the Competition Plus Power Hour, do not adjust your sets. You're not looking at a clay animation. I am not the young Chris Kringle. If you had a big white beard, we'd have like the whole age gap spanned of Christmas lore with Santa Claus. So Wesley chiming in, Merry Christmas, guys. And folks, we're going to have Chris Graves on in just a few moments, the series president, and we're just going to yak it up, all things Funny Car Chaos from 2022, looking forward to 2023. And in the green room, it's like we lost Chris, so we're going to have to wait momentarily here, David, till we get the boss back, and then we can chat it up on all things Funny Car Chaos, while we have others chiming in saying Merry Christmas.
Hey,
David, what do you like at Christmas time? Like, what's the top thing?
Man, there's so many top things. I am very, very blessed. My wife she loves Christmas. She decorates actually for every season, and Christmas is really the number one in her book. And so we've got festive decorations. We got lights on the house, and of course the cooking has been going on for several days as we prepare to bring family in, as our children are coming in from wherever they live. Some of them live very close, and some of them live quite a ways away. But we are getting ready for that. And of course, the gift purchases have concluded. The cooking is ongoing, and we're just anticipating that number one thing about Christmas with family is them coming in as we come to celebrate the real number one about Christmas. Is the birth of Jesus, and we will certainly be looking forward to everybody having a great festive time. You know, we've got I don't know what it's going to do over there in the Carolinas, but we are anticipating in about 24 hours single-digit temperatures coming in. If you've been watching the weather, I know that it's not expected to be a white Christmas. In fact, Christmas Day is supposed to be when we get back into double digits and maybe over freezing for the first time in 72 hours or something like that. So we're anticipating the plunge, and spent some time out there today, and actually got my pool going again because it's going to need to be running in those single digit temperatures for 72 hours straight. I think is probably what it's going to be. Hey, Nubs, Merry Christmas to you, my friend. As the fans from here, fans from all across Chaos Nation are chiming in and wishing everybody a happy festive holiday. And man, we have so much to celebrate, Lee, as this past year has just been, off the charts on how great it has been. And we're going to take a chance to recap some of our favorite things from Chaos in 2022 and do a little look-see forward to celebrate some of the gifts that we have been seeing through this year. We're talking about favorite things from last year, and Smiley, I think you will hear that some of our favorite things might involve you. But what a great year it's been.
I'm going to try to bring Chris in and see if we can hear him. I don't have anything. Nope, not good. Okay, we'll wait for Chris. And see how that goes. No, folks, this is not a chaos Christmas, nor is it weather chaos. But that's all we got to talk about right now because we're waiting on the boss to talk about other things. I know the first topic was to be 2022 in review, and there is a lot to review in 2022 concerning Funny Car Chaos and, yes, Nitro Chaos. And speaking of Nitro Chaos, I can't wait till we get to the 2023 part with everything that has been announced. But in review 2022, you have been with this series since the beginning, David. Your thoughts on what transpired for Funny Car Chaos?
Well, we for the last couple of years, we have started off with a huge bang with the Classic taking place down at the Texas Motorplex. Once again, over 60 cars, a great way to kick things off, plus a great number of outlaw fuel altereds and fuel altereds from across the country, the Dirty South Gassers, Super Stockers, and Hot Rods, the Texas Drag Racing Association. And we're anticipating all kinds of great things just like that to kick off the 2023 season. But from there, going to new venues, finding our first time down at the Raceway outside Baton Rouge, and going to venues after that. But finding once we arrived that there were people who were very anxious to have chaos. We had a couple of venues in 22, and with Baton Rouge and with Cordova, and of course I believe we got 3 new venues when you count Nitro Chaos that we will be going to in 2023. But we moved from the dominance of one team to the dominance of another team in 2022, and after an epic battle in 21 between the high risk and the 200 proof teams, the unfortunate situation at the season opener where high risk was no longer able to race. Man, we've had a couple of interviews with Kirk Williams and the team from Iowa that are our new champions in 2022. But so many cars, so many teams, so many new fans finding their way into the world of Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos. And man, we just got so many great things to see, so many great things to talk about tonight, and so many great people to thank, because this doesn't happen in a vacuum. It takes a lot of people doing a lot of work and making a lot of contributions of all different types, not only financial, but time contributions and talent contributions. And of course, all of those people that we want to say thank you to this year as the gifts that they have given to Chaos Nation throughout 2022. We couldn't do it without you. And we wanted to recognize all of you for your contributions through the 2022 season. And it's going to be great in 23 because the number of sponsors that are stepping up to renew and step up in some cases, and even some new negotiations underway with some folks that may or may not have been a part of our organization before. But it's going to be plenty of great things for us to talk about tonight and going into the rest of the season. You know, that's where I'm at, Lee.
2022 was great, and I think we've got the boss back and ready to come on live. We'll take a break, and the series president, Chris Graves, with us next live. We'll get his thoughts on 2022. We've got you.
Live stream chaos. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, all right, man. Welcome to the show, Chris. It's good to have you on. Sometimes we get to have you on, and sometimes we don't. But always a pleasure. And man, have you ever been busy? My goodness gracious.
Yeah, things in Chaos Land have been humming right along, but they're all good things and things to be thankful for. So we're excited about next year and excited about the year we just had. And I missed the first 10 minutes of the show. Sorry, but I want to touch on a little bit for 2022. And I want to give a big shout out to some people here real quick. Fred Spell and Spell Paving, Ed Wulff and Gordon at Wulff Pumps, Corey and Amanda Ford at Fat Tires. Those are the three marketing partners that are on the top tier levels that are keeping these $35,000 guaranteed payouts and $10,000 championship points funds happening for these racers. So big shout out to them. Those are our big three, and they're all on board for next year. So, you know, if you live in a 500-mile radius of Dallas-Fort Worth and you need paving, Spell Paving's your place to go. They can get you handled. Ed Wulff and Gordon, they do a lot more than just write a check for the funny car payout. They you never know who's going to get out of the truck when Ed Wulff and Gordon roll in the gate. There could be 8 or 10, 20 people coming in. You know, they got the golf cart in the back. First thing they do is unload it, and they hit the pits trying to find out the drama and the gossip. But helping me on the starting line, monitoring things for safety, you know, checking for leaks and making sure everybody's doing what they need to be doing. But it's when something happens is when Ed goes into gear. For instance, the Hoffman motor swap in Kearney this year, or, you know, if somebody's missing a blower pulley or this or that, Ed's on it, and he's going to do everything he can to help get that car the next round. So thank you, Ed, again, for everything you do beyond just being a marketing partner. Corey and Amanda Ford, our official merchandise team, guys, they put the same miles in as all the racers. That trailer's full of all kinds of cool Chaos stuff, so thank you to them. And don't forget, you can shop online now at thechaosstore.com. I also want to take a minute and thank our media team. And we're going to start by doing that with the live stream team. James and Kathy Armstrong, Warren Evans, and, of course, Lee Craft. Again, knocking out the same miles that all the racers are, going up and down the highway, putting in the effort, putting in all the hard work to set up, produce, and tear down what they do. Our photographers, the people behind the lenses at these races, but our photographers are fantastic, and they're capturing amazing images that they donate to Funny Car Chaos, and we put on Facebook, and so the Facebook galleries are awesome. So thank you to all the photographers and the live stream team, the sponsors, and finally I want to thank David Rattan. We've known each other for a long time, and I think it was 2013 when we first started SHRA and Match Race Madness at North Star Dragway that we started working together, probably doing 8 or 10 races a year. And here we are 10 years later, and we got the pedal down, and we're going to do more this year. I think we've got 13 or 14. None of those events would be the same without your commentary behind the microphone. So thank you for what you do for all of us, brother.
Man, I appreciate that very much. I've looked back on those years fondly, and all the people that we have met along the way, and the relationships that have continued to build have just been unbelievably great. And I love being a part of this group and this team, and all the new people that have joined the team, like Lee and Warren and many others. So we just we have a great group, and we have, if it looks like we're having fun, there's a reason for that, because we actually are. This is such a blast and such a blessing to be a part of something extraordinary like this. So thank you for the invitation all those years ago, and happy to continue to be a part of what's going on.
Yeah, you bet, man.
All right. So one of the things that that we wanted to talk about, and everybody has their favorite things about what we do, and we can go from general commentary to specific commentary, and we were talking about getting with the folks on this show and having you put it in the chat if you have something that comes to mind for you specifically about what was great about 2022 for you, or Chaos in general. And we wanted to throw out some things that we thought were some highlights, and things that were exciting and very memorable about the 2022 season. Chris, what's your first one?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I came up with 3 things. I don't know. They just popped into my mind, but absolutely the number one thing that came straight to my mind was Ken Singleton returning to the racetrack at Eddyville. I'm going to cry on here. I was about to cry at the driver's meeting. Ken Singleton being in Eddyville was a big deal. I took that picture with him. But that was my number one.
Well, it's kind of hard not to think about all the emotional roller coaster that we all were on as our 3-time defending champion experienced what he experienced, and all of us experienced it to some degree with the trepidation that was going on as we waited and we wondered. And the incredible blessing it was when he returned at Eddyville so quickly. And by the end of the season was crew chiefing on Man of War and providing the benefit of his assistance to some other teams out there. Man, the emotional roller coaster that we all went on, particularly that family, yeah, that was very memorable and one of the main things about 2022. What about it, Lee? You got one?
Well, I think we can all echo that the top is Ken being back. It almost has to be the default one for anybody over this season with what happened to him and then how he persevered and overcame and is still overcoming what transpired. Me with my role in the pits, now it's certainly not going to be his top moment, and it comes to mind that what happened to Wayne Hoffman in Kearney just was like, this is what has to be captured. This is nitty gritty. This is down and dirty. This is what racers are about. And this is chaos. And it is chaos in the chaos. And him going through all that he did and falling out and getting back, just that story to me is one of the top stories of his dedication and drive to not only drive from Connecticut, but to drive his race car in such challenging conditions when I think for most of these competitors in the situation they're in, they probably could very easily say, well, you know what, I'm going to bow out. You know, there isn't a ton of money on the line. So what about the points? Big deal. But it means so much more than just being on TV, than just the points, than just the money to go out there and compete. And I think Wayne Hoffman represents a chaos competitor greatly.
I got to jump in, man. You're totally right. In March at Ennis, you know, I get there usually Tuesday or Wednesday before everybody. I pull in. Wayne Hoffman's been there since Monday. And he's got his motorhome over there plugged up by the bathroom, eating up Billy Meyer's water. But that's all good. So was I. But he's got this thing in the window of his RV that says Chaos or Bust 2023 or 2022. And I'm thinking, man, who's this guy? You know, I thought he was a fan. And because his trailer was not hooked to his motorhome. And he gets out and he goes, hey, man, I'm Wayne Hoffman. I'm like, wow, what a racer. This guy's serious. And so, you know, I thought, okay, this is a bucket list deal for him. He's going to do this one race. And, okay, well, maybe we'll see him again next year or something like that. But no. He got hooked quick and came to so many races, and he's pre-entered for quite a few in 2023. I believe plenty to chase the points with. So we will see hopefully a lot more of Mr. Hoffman next year.
Yeah, he chimed in there on the feed there, and he said he's pre-entered for 8 races in 2023. So China Syndrome fans and everybody that just carries that affection for Wayne and his father and that whole team, you're going to see a lot of the China Syndrome team in 2023. So that's great news. It certainly is. Man, we're excited to hear about that. And one of the things, you know, a lot of that kind of unfolded as Wayne would divulge things on this show. You know, we were interviewing him on the show, and he talked about being down there and how much fun he had at Ennis. But then he let us know that he was going to run a couple of races and going to run at Eddyville. And if things went okay, he said, might just do that back-to-back deal and go out to Kearney. And lo and behold, it happened. And oh my goodness, like Lee was talking about, the thrash that they went through, and they weren't the only ones, but because there was a lot of thrashing going on out there at Kearney, Nebraska. But what a story! And there's just plenty of stories that have materialized through the season. One of them that I enjoyed was going down to the first time to the CHOAS Cajun Nationals down at State Capitol Raceway, and the reception of the fans and the staff at the track. You know, one of the things that comes to mind, Smiley Cordero joined us at the end of the 21 season with that beautiful Camaro of his, and they put the name on it between seasons, and it became Maximum Overdrive. And man, they put the pedal to the metal, as Lee likes to say, and they got it done, taking home the Alky Digger B Field win down at State Capitol Raceway. You know, there's only one first-time winner at an event, and so there will never be anybody but Smiley Cordero as the first Alky Digger B Field win at State Capitol Raceway. And of course, Kirk Williams will always be the only Rodak A Field winner down at Baton Rouge. But that whole experience with Smiley and his team, and the way the fans hung around and got autographs signed, and that was some of the most excited people at a drag strip I may have ever seen. I've been to 2 goat ropings in the county fair, and I've seen some stuff, but that bunch of folks was very, very excited, and they were so much fun. Oh, and I got to throw it out to one of those things that you don't have happen very often. Chef Dwayne down there at State Capitol Raceway, we got to talking somehow, and I said, he asked me what kind of food I like, and I said, blackened catfish and gumbo, and he said, I'll fix it for you. And it brought the tower, and it was Chef Dwayne, you the man. So I will always remember that one as being a very special memory from 2022.
Yeah,
David,
you got another one for us?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna say you eat good, man, and we all eat pretty good at the racetrack, man. Them racers are feeding all 3 of us pretty good most of the time. But man, Baton Rouge was awesome. All right, well, I'm moving on to my second one. I got 3 here. My number 2 was my brother Mike Buchanan winning 3 C Fields this year in the Ombre. I've known Mike for a long time, back to his junior field days with the dragster, and been, you know, he's been a long time friend, and just to see him, he was at Funny Car Chaos 1.0 with that car, and I think that was the first time it ever hit a drag strip. And, you know, he was like, man, I've never even tested. You know, I'm like, dude, this is a funny car race. Anything goes, bring it. And he brought it. And he's on the qualifying sheet. And so to be Funny Car Chaos 1.0 with a brand new car didn't even have paint at that time. And now winning 3 C Fields. So that was a standout moment this season for me, how well Mikey and the boys did on Team Ombre.
Oh, there is, as Lynn Nickerson would say, there's no doubt about it. It was cool, and you know, having breaking through at Lufkin and getting that win. Lee, when you were interviewing, I mean, you talk about excitement as a guy who was breaking through, and then not only got that win at Lufkin, but does it 2 more times to drive the point home that you know, that dreams do come true, and they certainly do. So you probably got something to say about that, don't you, Lee?
Well, I'm going to let Mike do the saying on it, because we're going to look at the interview here in just a few moments. But the man was close to speechless, but he got something out. And it was an interesting night because he just won. And in the interview before the final, he's like, I'm just happy to be going into a final. I feel like I've already won. Then he goes out and wins the thing. But it was all very rushed because we all thought this major storm was going to roll in that just happened to be nothing but a bunch of wind and lightning, and no rain ever came. So Mike gets down to it and caught up with him in the pits. And here's his thoughts from that first win.
Once again,
body has been lifted up. Mike coming out on the other side here at Pine Valley Raceway, Funny Car Chaos winner. in the C field. Mike, look, you said you were like, I'd only dream of this. Well, you don't have to dream any longer. You got your first one.
Oh, I can't even describe it. Like I said, I never in a million years thought I'd run a funny car chaos race, and obviously it can't be done without my crew. Like I said before, we heard our motor in Ennis, so this is a totally new combination. So we've worked really hard to get here, and they really shone this weekend. They got the car turned around quickly, made good decisions on the tuning, and I just couldn't be more happier.
Definitely a testament, I think, Mike, with yourself and your crew of stage it and see what happens.
Yeah, you just got to run your own race. And so we try not to let anything distract us, just go up and just try to do the best we could. And it paid off, you know. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
I don't think anybody would have picked Mike Buchanan to have one win, at least, and even 3 wins over the season. But he proved, show up and race and see what happens.
And good things happen for a good guy. You know, we probably talked about it on the show when we had him on. The second Funny Car Chaos race was the season opener in 18 up at Mocan. And I don't remember if Mike brought the funny car and his dragster or if he just brought the dragster. But he won that event in the Outlaw Nostalgia shootout that we had. But that funny car gave him fits for the longest time. And of course, now it, once the paint got on it, it always became a perennial winner for potential winner for best appearing car, because it is a looker. I mean, it's no wonder that he always loved that car. And but now he's got the carbon fiber Vega body coming on, so he'll drop a little weight off of that, because those fiberglass cars, they bring some extra weight to it. So he's shown to still be planning on running the Ombre car, but with a little less weight, and maybe going on for win number 4 coming on. We talk about the Funny Car Chaos 1.0 and that how it took off from there. But the competitors who were there, and I think we'll probably talk about one of these, the other side of the story when we get a little later in the show. But one of my top moments for 2022 was seeing Mark White close the deal, driving Tom and Sue Motri's Drastic Plastic Mustang, that nitro burner. Mark was driving the Crop Duster funny car at Funny Car Chaos 1. And he was, he came in with a very powerful nitro combination, qualified very well. And he wound up across the ladder from Mark Billington in the Top Alcohol funny car, the Sons of Thunder. And in qualifying, it really hadn't gone all that well for that car of Mark Billington. But in the first round, and we'll talk more about this later on, the surprise of surprise, perfect reaction time in a 375 elapsed time. And they had the Crop Duster dialed for 387, ran right down the middle, probably exactly what they wanted to run, and got beat. And it's been a long time since that happened, 2017 in the fall. But to see Mark White come back and close the deal and take that unique Funny Car Chaos A-Field trophy home after all those years, and after the disappointment of the first one that they had, that was a big one for me, a big moment, because that was a long time coming. And of course, interviewing him at the World Series and talking to him later, he's posted on Facebook that he hopes that they're going to run a lot of chaos races in 2023, and of course he'll have 2 opportunities. It could be Nitro Chaos or Funny Car Chaos, or both, and because his favorite racing to do. So Mark, we're with you, and we certainly hope that is something that can happen for you guys and us guys and gals in Chaos Nation. So that was another one of my top picks from 2022.
Well, I've got to say that win for Mark and Drastic Plastic team. I was filming almost to the finish line up on there's a little rise at Cordova. I'm like, oh, this is a nice little spot to film at. That is such a pretty shot with those header flames coming at. Oh, it was just beautiful, beautiful. I don't know what they do to that car to get nitro flames that high, but they need to tell everybody how to do it. It is awesome.
That's that Tom
Kodak moment every time for them.
Mm-hmm. I got one more.
Let's see. Yeah, you got one? Okay.
One more. Now, I'm a statistician buff. I like stats. So, and I verified this with Brett Kepner before I claim it, but this year was the first time in drag racing history that jet funny cars competed in a qualified field with wheel-driven funny cars. There's been a lot of match racing and so on and so forth, but I hit up Brett and I said, man, has this ever happened where jets are running wheel-driven cars in an actual drag race? He said, nope, this is the first time. So I trust Brett's stats all the way to the end. And so I'd call that an official stat there. That one of the many unique things that Funny Car Chaos is doing and has done that is a first-time deal. So that was pretty cool. And honestly, to see how well the Jets did made it even cooler. I was excited about it just to happen, but I think we had a jet in the B field final round, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, I was the only Funny Car Chaos race I haven't been to. I was sick watching it on Flow Racing, which was super weird, but hey, it looked pretty cool. So
it was pretty cool. It was very cool. And George Whiteman can claim to be the first jet funny car in a final round in eliminations. And man, he put that Black Pearl in there, and it was a beautiful show. We had so much fun up there, Lee. Didn't we?
It was good. That was an event I certainly had marked on the whole calendar. One, the history around Cordova, and then to add history to Cordova was something that hadn't been done in competitive guys. I mean, sure, there's been match racing, but match races isn't for a trophy in eliminations. But it happened. And with that happening, I believe as long as things were not jumbled up, I've got for us all here on Chaos Live the actual first round ever of jet versus piston powered funny cars in competition. And that happened to be the Detroit Tiger versus the Black Pearl.
Should be amazing.
And filming that from the stands, I'm telling you, that buzz from the crowd continued. They realized they saw something that had never happened, and people were genuinely excited that the jet car won.
Yeah, you could hear it.
The 006 on the tree with the jet funny car in competition, man, that was unbelievable, as they would say. All of you in Cordova just took a drink, I know.
I guarantee you, Steve Tomozic, that's his least favorite drag race.
I bet it is, yes.
Oh, man. Well, I've got, Lee, I'm going to do my third one, and then I'll let you do yours. One of mine was back at Kearney, and it had to do with David Hill getting the win in the Alky Digger B field up there at Kearney, Nebraska. And, of course, this was about more than just David, because David and his dad Dale have had come down there, and of course Dale Hill, crew chief and engineer extraordinaire, doing the work for the Milliken Monster of Doug Schneider, which came to North Star Dragway for one of our, I think in the season 2 of Funny Car Chaos, and just came down there, and we were like, I don't know who this team is, but they certainly left. Everybody knew who they were because they went all the way to the Rodak A Field final, and came out runner up. But man, what a team! Well, for them to come down, and you've got you've got Doug Schneider, and you got David Hill, and you got Mike Newkirk, and then there were a couple of other cars there that utilized this Arias, what is it? Arias Fontana Minor Brothers combination. We're going to change it to a Hill combination one of these days too. But anyway, to see that team and the thrash and all that group, the camaraderie that they brought from Colorado and Nebraska to be there at Kearney for that particular race, and the celebration afterwards, that really was a blast to me, and that was a magic moment in 2022 for me.
You know, the Chaos brand, it affords so many of those type of stories, because anybody can roll through the gate at any time with a funny car or 80% plus nitro in another series and potentially win and craft those wonderful stories. And speaking of crafting stories, you know, Chris Graves has afforded me the opportunity to basically live out a bit of a dream. I'm not driving, though I'd love to drive. And I've always said if I couldn't drive, I wanted to be the pit reporter. I wanted to do what Steve Evans did. And I've been able to do that this year. It's been a lot of fun. And when you are trying to be creative and tell stories, and for the stream and elsewhere, you want to set up shots. So selfishly, one of my favorite moments was probably one of Dave Gallegos' not favorite moments, because I got to set up this shot at Eddyville with my love for the Field of Dreams and come out of the corn, and I had this perfect juxtaposition of the Field of Dreams in heaven and the hell that Dave Gallegos went through finding the corn, and it made for a beautiful shot. So Dave, thank you for wrecking your funny car and allowing me to set up my shot. It was great. It was perfect. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I needed that. No, that was cool. And then it was great to see, obviously, Ken Singleton come back. We go to state capitol, and I'm sure everyone was like, man, what do we do now? How's this all move forward? And we all know at that point we're looking at Kirk Williams to have a stellar year, and he went on to do just that, have a stellar year. But he set a tone in the winners lane there at state capitol. I asked him about winning, and the first thing that comes out of his mouth, winning that event, is if you're going to be the man, you got to beat the man, and the man isn't here. And Kirk kept that tone very graciously, and I think with humility, throughout the whole year. And I think that says a lot to Kirk himself and the Williams brothers gang and how they carried themselves throughout this year. They were never braggadocious, and they never exerted themselves over what was the situation. And you hear other stories of, like, they go visit Ken and have a good time as racers and as humans. And then Ken's coming back, and he's like, I just want to do one thing, kick Kirk Williams' ass. And it's beautiful. You see all this stuff come together in such a traumatic human moment, and we see such human greatness and kindness out of it. I think that's one of the top stories for Chaos 2022. If it could be a movie, it would be like Rush, almost, that came out many, many years ago following the F1 story of James Hunt and Niki Lauda. It'd be kind of like that, I think.
Well,
sure.
our champion, our first champion, who was champion for 3 years, set the standard for what a champion should be, and that has been picked up by Black program, the 200 proof Williams Brothers team, just carrying on that tradition of excellence, class, and just acting like you've been there before, because they have, and they champions in their own right in other classes, other organizations. But man, we couldn't ask for a better group of champions to represent the CHOAS brand than we have had. And I'm really excited about the caliber of people that are drawn to race with this organization. I think that's a credit to Chris and Tara and the tone that they set with this organization, and everything that we do. We intend to represent our racers and our families well, and to represent the sport very, very well, so that we can grow it and make sure that it's got a long and successful future. So, man, hats off to each one for those comments. Well, that's a great group of memories, and I know that our racers in CHOAS Nation and fans out there have got their own special moments. And we got the banquet coming up. It should be an opportunity for us to bench race and sit and visit about those items, favorite times of last year and the other years that we have raced. So, man, we've got so many great things to look forward to. Lee, are we going to a break before we go into our next segment, or are we going to ease right into it?
We're going to take a break for everybody, because this is CHOAS,
right.
And you need a break from chaos every now and then. No, give me all the chaos that
breaks.
We can handle and muster. Chaos. This word from some of our sponsors.
If you can race it, chances are we make a piston or connecting rod for it. We have about 4,000 to 5,000 different part numbers on the shelf for connecting rods and pistons. So about half of what we sell comes right off the shelf, and the other half is custom-made parts. I am a firm believer in distribution and everybody getting their cut, doing their job, and getting rewarded for it. So we'll see how that goes in the future.
Check out Twisted Shifters for the largest selection of made-in-the-USA custom shift knobs and adapters. Made for muscle cars, old and new, hot rods to race cars, and for the big rigs. With our original shift toppers adapter for the air shifters to use any threaded shift knob like the old days. Add custom lettering and logos to make it your own custom shift knob. TwistedShifters.com. We're made in America, and we ship worldwide.
Well, I'm grabbing my Twisted Shifters, and we're shifting into the gear of 2023 with CHOAS Live here. Make sure, everyone, you dive into the comment section. Let us know of all that's been announced, what you like the most. It's all to like, honestly. Chris, start us off. As David said, you've been busy. Let's look at 2023. Can't we just go ahead and get there? Let's roll the clock forward.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's almost Christmas, boys. I mean, I feel like the championship finals was like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or something, but we've been busy and time's been flying. But this is just a laundry list of gossip here that I'm going to go over that is exciting. There's a lot going on in our genre in drag racing. But I don't even know where to start, but I'm going to start at the top here. Mike Newkirk showed us the new ride in the Newkirk Racing stable there for Trey. So looking forward to what the Newkirk family's got going on. It's not hard to notice the improvements that they made in 2022. Regular 70s coming out of that car, especially there at Ennis in the finals. So man, I remember the first time Mike Newkirk came to CHOAS. It was Amarillo. I forget, it was 18 or 19. I think it was 18. And I'd never seen this trailer before. I'd never seen this guy before. He's got this long curly blonde hair, kind of looks like, Robert Plant or something, but he's got this funny car, and he comes out for Q1 and does this eighth mile burnout on the roughest drag strip we've ever been on. And I was like, okay, this is my kind of guy. But looking forward to what they got going next year. Jeff Deal whispered in my ear at Ennis in October and told me a little secret that I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about or not, but maybe we'll see Jeff Deal behind the wheel of a funny car and a Chaos or 2 or 3 or 4 next year. We'll see. That would be cool from what he told me. Of course, also still tuning Donald Knobloch. So maybe we see more of the Surfer. That would be cool. There's something fishy going on at Man and War Racing. Lawson's up to something. I don't know what's going on. He texts me random stuff, and I can't say what I've seen or what I haven't seen, but there's something going on at Man and War Racing, and I think the Lawsons are passionate racers, and them combined with, of course, Mr. Singleton there. You better watch out for some Man of War next year, from what I can tell. David, I'm going to need your help on this, but it looks like you were doing some traveling last week and maybe know a little more about the Burning Love Nova.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I was over in the Mid-South, Northwest Mississippi, and I stopped by the Possum Palace, where Ricky Neal plies his trade. And I've got to tell you, man, people go to Memphis and they go to Graceland. That's just because they That's just because they don't know about the Possum Palace. I'm here to tell you, I strolled in there and visited with Ricky, and we started chatting, and he started showing me around that shop, and come to find out, all those years ago when I used to live over in the center of the known universe, Tupelo, Mississippi, we probably crossed paths a few times, weren't looking for each other, and so we didn't know what was going to happen in the future. But man, oh man, you talk about a guy that can tell a story, a guy that's got a great history, a guy that's got character and values, and is not afraid to share them, and give anybody that's got a few moments to listen advice on a successful life, because he says I'm living a groovy life, but he's living a very successful life. And I had so much fun there visiting with the Possum Killer, they call him. It's a great story even on how the nickname comes about, and it doesn't have anything to do with hunting. And but seeing that funny car, back in the 60s, when the Chevrolet Nova changed from like the 67 version to the 68, there weren't very many of those around. The Jungle Jim had one, and Claire Sanders had the other Jungle Jim car, and Randy Walls from California had one, but Bobby Wood from the South, from Alabama, had one, and it went. Bobby Wood used colors red, white, and blue, and so that's probably the single car that this Burning Love Nova that's going to be joining us in 2023 reminds me of. However, it's color only that reminds me of it, because the work that's done, that Ricky has done on that car. And of course, if you've been on Facebook and you follow Ricky Neal and Michael Neal, Toad Neal, they pretty well took you through the process as they took that body down to prime, and then applied the color, applied the stripes, applied the lettering, and they've got this extremely cool. Pelvis Possum is the character that is on the side of this Burning Love Nova. But when you go see that car, sometimes we talk about cars like Jordan Ballou, Russell Ballou's car, Russell and Jordan and Janelle. That car is all paint. Well, this car is all paint too, the Burning Love Nova, and they are taking it down to the chassis shop. It may be there now. If not, it will be in a few days, and making some adjustments on it that they want to make so that it's just exactly to their liking. And then they'll put the powertrain in it. They've got the motor already, the transmission. They are just about ready to complete the final assembly after the first of the year. And but man, just getting a chance to visit with Ricky and find out what's going on down there at the Possum Palace, it was so much fun. And I really appreciated his hospitality, allowing me to come in and visit for a while. And I could have stayed there for 3 weeks as far as having fun and having a great time visiting with him. Wouldn't have got any work done, but boy, what a time it was. So when we get to Ennis, and you see that Burning Love car, you're going to see something. And remember, as you're looking at it, it's all paint. It's all done by Ricky Neal. You will be flabbergasted at the quality of the paint on that deal. Just another one of the teams that saw Funny Car Chaos and is like, you know what? It was my dream once upon a time to race a funny car. And I wasn't sure I was ever going to have that happen. But Chaos came along and they are now living their dream. And I'm excited that they are including us in their dream. So watch for that one, guys and gals. Watch for that one. They'll be in us, if nothing else, to license, but they're hoping to be able to license and run.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That's a stunner, man. Seen the pictures. And there's another stunner I hope we get to see next year too, is John Lawson's 57 Chevy, the Runaway. That green car that they put up pictures on Facebook a couple weeks ago. So hopefully we'll see John Lawson in Nitro Chaos or Funny Car Chaos with that 57. Now, there's something going on with 57s because you got somebody bought the Dragon Slayer. Somebody's got, let's see, it's Brian Lewis has got a 57 Chevy body going on a car right now. You got Lawson's 57. You got Jim Chase's 57. And then there's two other 57s that commented on our Garage Shots post on Facebook earlier this week that I've never seen before. So there's 6 Tri-5, 6 57 Chevy funny cars that are on the radar here. Pretty cool.
Well, then don't forget that 55. Don't forget that 55 of Gary Wheeler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, Wheeler, yep. He's going to be busy next year, too, from what I hear. Making the announcement this week of going to turn the A-Fuel car into an outlaw top fuel dragster for Nitro Chaos. So looking forward to John Brook and his team coming out and Gary driving. Oh, yeah, there's the Burning Love. Yep, very good. That was fast, Lee. You're on it, man.
I try.
Yeah. John Umlauf and his has an entirely new car coming together, and that's very exciting. I've seen spy shots of it. Ryan Hill bought their car, which is the former Mark White crop duster car that was at Funny Car Chaos 1.0. So Umlauf's got a new car. They sold their car to Ryan Hill, and that car is the one we were talking about. And this is a good segue to what a little thing I wanted to touch on was I want to go back to that Funny Car Chaos 1.0. This was September of 2017. First pair of A-Field eliminations. We've never done this before. We've never ran heads-up Funny Car race before. Funny Car Chaos, no one knows what's going on. The crowd is falling out of the bleachers. The sun is setting. And we've got Mark Billington with a trip zip reaction time, 375 at 201 in a Big Show legal modern-style top alcohol funny car against White's 387 at 198 in a Heritage Series legal Nostalgia Nitro car with a Nostalgia body. Two of the top cars on the property. The first pair out, A-Field, first elimination round of A-Field in Chaos history. Two totally different combinations, thumping side by side. Amazing, close, clean race. What a portrayal of what was to come of this Funny Car Chaos. It just shows the run what you brung. This is a prime example of it, and I think we might have a clip.
Oh, that was
chaos.
Good.
Isn't like, oh, give me more.
And it's been like that ever since. Oh man, don't tell me this race is over. I can't wait for the next one. And it's been since 2017. We've got over 30 races in the books, and it is like that right now. I'm ready to get started with the Funny Car Chaos Classic in March. Is it here yet? I just love it, and it's so much fun to see that kind of thing. Great job. That's a great clip. That was a great scene.
Yeah, very good. There was 22 cars at Funny Car Chaos 1.0, and a lot of the names on that list, which is on the website, you can go look back at every race, the results. But a lot of the names are very familiar, even now. So it's very interesting. Larry Bradford's topless car comes back to mind on Funny Car Chaos 1.0. I'm not sure how legal any of that was, but we got her done, and it was entertaining. And all that's on YouTube as well, so you can go watch it on YouTube. But back to stuff, gossip in the pits. Now, we mentioned Ryan Hill bought the car from Wulff. Now, that Ryan Hill's Dave Hill's son. Now, Dave Hill and Team Mad Max have indicated that they're going to chase the full newly announced Nitro Chaos Championship Series in 2022 with Mad Max. So they've got Mad Max, they've got Ryan's car, they've got tons of nitro to burn. They got big plans, and I'm pumped up to see plenty of the Hill family here in the near future. There's your schedule there for Nitro Chaos. 4 races, points on the line. Got more exciting news coming very soon. Championship payouts will be announced soon, and really excited about that. Edgewater Motorsports Park, talked to those guys today. They're pumped up. I mean, super pumped up for this race. And Thunder Valley, finally, we're going to bring Nitro and Thunder back to the Valley. So Oklahoma, get ready. And I want to go back again, and let's talk about Mark Billington again. Semi-regular chaos racer. We see him at local races here close to Texas. Crashed his car in Oklahoma at a different race this past year, totaled it out, but new car on the jig right now at Copeland Race Cars here in Dallas. So Billington will be back, and I'm sure we'll see him again at the local races. That's great. Jonathan Johnston and I spoke last week. He's got a new car coming along also at Copeland Race Cars here in the Dallas area. So he's going to have a new modern style alcohol burner coming out to play. Mr. Johnston is. Dave Gallegos, as mentioned before, wildly destroyed the Nitro Clown Camaro in the cornfield of Eddyville, Iowa. But I've seen spy shots of his new car, and he's posted some on Facebook too. That's going to be the real deal. Dave Gallegos' car and John Umlauf's car are both big power, big pump, big nitro combinations coming out. And so there's a lot going on there. But, of course, Joseph's going to be wheeling that dragster as frequently as they can in Nitro Chaos, I'm sure, as well, that we saw a sneak peek of there at Ennis. I talked to Mitch King recently. He is going to be competing in the Bone Shaker car that he debuted there at the World Finals or Championship Finals at Ennis regularly as well. So we'll get to see Mitch quite a bit, I believe, at Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos. The Bone Shaker is the cousin to the Bone Bucket. And if you've been any kind of a fan of a fuel altered, you know what the Bone Bucket is. And the Bone Bucket's been on the back burner for a long time, but there's a new Bone Bucket almost done at Kinsley Race Cars here in Dallas. And the new Bone Bucket is going to be very good. Keith Zimmer, former Outlaw Fuel Altered champion, back-to-back Outlaw Fuel Altered champion, former racer against me and Tara, raced against Keith in the SHRE Nostalgia Eliminator 1 category. Tara whipped him quite a bit, got to say. But he's going to be tough, and I think him and Keith Zimmer and Will Hanna are going to be right on it. So looking forward to Zimmer making the switch. There's lots of cars. If you go back to that Garage Shots post on our Facebook page from a few days ago, there's cars and names I don't know and don't recognize, and I'm looking forward to find out more. Pre-entry for 2023 is online now at funnycarchaos.com. We've got a pile of entries coming in, a lot of entries for Maryland International Raceway from a lot of first-time chaos racers. So that's what it's about. Very much looking forward to that. We're working on event details as we speak. We're getting tickets online. We're making schedules. We are putting run orders together. We're making things happen every day. So lots of information coming out soon after the holiday break. Baton Rouge tickets are on sale now on the Foat. And we're looking forward to our first annual banquet, Saturday, January 28th at the Buffalo Run Casino and Resort in Miami, Oklahoma. We're going to recognize our top 10 finishers. We're going to have a prize raffle. CP Carrillo wins the prize raffle donation race. Their big box of goodies showed up on my front porch today. A lot of our marketing partners are donating to the prize raffle. And, of course, you can also donate yourself if you're going to be attending. Dress code. Everybody keeps asking me about the dress code. I don't know what word to use for the dress code. You guys might have to help me out here. What's what's just nice but not uncomfortably nice? What's the term for that?
Business casual.
Business casual? Is it,
Yeah.
My flip-flops are going to be under the table for sure, but I got to wear nice pants. We got to wear a nice shirt, but we don't need to get all super tuxed out, I don't think. What do y'all think?
I think rhinestones would be appropriate.
Let's just all try to look nice. How about that?
Yeah.
It's chaos. There's no dress code at Chaos Banquet, right?
Yeah, don't say that.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Some folks will take that as a challenge.
Because if you say there is no dress code, it might become a costume party.
So anyway, guys, that is January 28th. And that's also where the Dome conference is, which is the drag strip operators meeting. Very cool deal, not open to the public, but there will be a lot of drag strip owners in the property there at the Buffalo Run that weekend, and business people in the drag racing world. So there's gonna be a lot. I think a lot of them are going to join us at our banquet too. So very excited about that. New venues for 2023. We mentioned the Nitro Chaos new venues, which is Edgewater and Thunder Valley. But on the Funny Car Chaos side, Albuquerque Dragway and Maryland International. Super excited about both of those. Albuquerque Dragway, July 28th and 29th. That is a Chaos headlined event, 60th anniversary for that drag strip. I love races like that. The track owners are motivated to put on a show. We're celebrating history of a long-standing drag strip. That is where Funny Car Chaos can shine, and that's what we look forward to doing. Maryland International Raceway race in August there, the weekend before Moken, is a non-points race. That is not going to affect attendance or entertainment value at all. There's going to be a pile of funny cars in Maryland, and we hope to make the largest and annual biggest funny car race on the East Coast for sure in that 5-year agreement we have signed with them as our exclusive East Coast facility. Sponsorship renewals are rolling out on social media, but I can confirm the following are back for 2023, and we want to thank Spell Paving Services, Wulff Pumps, Fat Tires Apparel, Alki Digger, Rodax Custom Coffee, Larice Motorsports Insurance, Maxima Racing Wheels came out today, Taylor Motorsports Products, Redline Shirt Club, Meyer Enterprises, DMP Awnings, CP Carrillo, Wizards Warehouse, Littlefield Blowers, and we've got plenty more coming soon, guys, that I just flat out haven't had time to call and arrange. But we're getting there, and we're knocking them out. So thank you to each and every marketing partner we have. Those listed on our performance directory at funnycarchaos.com. That is where you need to go to do your shopping. So that wraps up my chitter chatter of what's coming in 2023. What do you guys got?
And I tell you what, 13 events, 12 weekends, 11 tracks in 10 states, 4 new states, 4 new tracks. I'm telling you what, can't get here soon enough. What an incredible year this is already shaping up to be. Kirk Williams says he's going to wear his fire suit to the banquet. We'll see.
The series.
Totally
the series going, I believe it's furthest west. It's furthest east. I can tell you the East Coast Funny Car Racers are ecstatic for this event at Maryland International Raceway. And for anyone who has never been to Maryland International Raceway, it needs to be on the list of your drag strips to visit. It is a world-class facility that holds world-class events that get the eyeballs of the collective drag racing world at many other times of the year. So for the Chaos to be at MIR, that is huge. And certainly ripples throughout drag racing. And Chris, I'm surprised you didn't touch on it. I got to talk with Carl Blanton a little bit at PRI, but they get the nod on the championship finals for Funny Car Chaos.
Yes. I talk to Carl every day. Super excited about that, man. Mocan's my favorite drag strip. It's been my favorite drag strip for 20 years. I went there 20 years ago as a photographer when I was 16 years old for the Outlaw Fuel Altereds. And I mean, I was still shooting film back then. That's before digital cameras came out. And I mean, Carl's just a good dude. And Mocan, y'all know, y'all been there. The fan, they ain't nowhere like it. Mocan's just got this vibe, and it's a chaos vibe. And so I'm very excited to have the finals there. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
All right.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Everything about that schedule just really screams we're going to have a good time. And man, what a kick to be with you guys again here tonight as we close out the year and in anticipation of an extraordinary happy new year. All the folks from Chaos Nation, we've seen your happy holidays and Merry Christmas greetings and everything. And thank you for reaching out and thank you for letting us know that you're out there tuned in, and we appreciate you sharing and being a part. A lot of love goes out from here to all of you out there in Chaos Nation.
Well, guys, look, I believe we got one more segment on the docket, and that is predictions. So how about we take a break and roll through some quick, what do we think is going to happen in 2023? Gary Wheeler Jr. predicts that 2023 FCC and Nitro Chaos is going to be off the chain for sure. Let's get a little bit more specific, though, Chris. What do you think is going to be happening in 2023?
Most of this is going to be Funny Car Chaos related because I don't know what to predict about Nitro Chaos. There's going to be a lot of really cool stuff going on, I'll tell you that. Funny Car Chaos related, I expect Keith Zimmer and Will Hanna to come out swinging. I've seen it. Keith, he's a driver. He's a good driver. He's a fantastic driver. Hannah's got years of experience. So I see them to be a threat right off the bat. I think Ronnie Young is going to win his first Funny Car Chaos race next year. The Blue Max is a 360 car. They just got to go 360 3 times in a row when it counts. And they're going to do it. Kirkland's close. Ronnie driving it. I mean, I expect Ronnie Young to have his first A-Field win. I tell you one thing that I definitely predict is whoever wins the 2023 Funny Car Chaos Championship is going to somehow have to be able to outperform, be more consistent than, and make as passionate and as a determined of a commitment to the series than the Williams brothers. And that's going to be pretty hard to do because they're going to do what they do, and what they do is perform consistently well. So excited to see what they've got in store. They're being quiet. Who knows what they might be doing up there,
Well, they were already testing for 2023 in the last event for 2022, and they won under testings situation. So
I didn't know that. Yeah.
No telling what they're already doing after being successful at the Motorplex.
Looking forward to the Motorplex. That's my next little topic here. We are excited about every race, of course, but Motorplex is going to be huge. We know that. We're excited about it. I can't wait to get the announcement on the entry list going. But a lot of new teams, new cars, new combinations. Looking forward to that. The Chaos Double Down at Eddyville. I don't even know what to think about that. It's going to be a 3-day event. We're going to have over 30 funny cars and hopefully over 16 Nitro Chaos entries on the house. So we're expecting possibly 60 pro feature cars on the property. It's going to be awesome. I mean, I'm trying to think of an event name for that, and I'm still working on it. but it's going to be something special. So I'm very pumped up about the Chaos Double Down, and I think the Maryland International Raceway traditional race every August is going to develop into something very cool. I'm excited to see the potential in that. But finally, I predict that we were all going to have a safe and fun racing season and keep doing what we do at the Chaos.
Hear, hear.
What do you guys
think? I like the sound of that. Well, Nubs put in on the chat. He thinks Jeff Cameron's going to win the first 3 races of the season, right there. So no pressure, Jeff. But of course, Jeff got that big win up at Kearney in the A field, and they have got that supercharged Firebird under improvement modes going on. Talk about some first time winners. One of the guys that's been runner up as many times as most, and more than most actually, is Dustin Bradford. And we're wondering if I'm thinking that Dustin Bradford and Larry and Zach and that American Dream team, I think they get over the hump this year and go ahead and take home that first event win. Don't know whether it's going to be A field, B field, or C field, but I think that San Antonio bunch is going to get their first win this year, and I think Smiley Cordero is going to add to his win total. He got that first one in his first full season, but I think Smiley Cordero and that Maximum, those Lone Star Outlaws out of San Antonio, I think they're probably going to add some event wins to maybe more than one to their resume. And while we're talking about first time wins, I'm looking for Mike Newkirk to finally claim one of those in 2023. You're talking about first time we saw him is 2018 Amarillo, and man, he announced himself in a profound way, and it's been a blast ever since. I think everywhere Mike Newkirk goes, there's a party just breaks out all spontaneously, and he certainly has had that effect on Chaos. But I think he gets his first win in 23.
I think going into 2023, definitely, I agree with you, Chris. We're going to see Ronnie Young break through, get that win. That's going to be a very cool win to see with that car and who Ronnie is. Though people are stepping up, we got champions from other series coming in. We've got people stepping up their programs. The bullseye is on the back firmly and squarely of Kirk Williams and the Williams brothers gang. They double. They repeat. They're going to be the 2023 Funny Car Chaos Series champions, but it is going to be a whole lot tougher in 2023. I don't think we're going to go into the championship finals at Mocan and might look like, but not know who that champion is. I predict that your Maryland International race, even this year, will be your second most attended Funny Car Chaos race ever. And I think Megan Meyer makes a return to championship drag racing and wins the first inaugural Nitro Chaos Championship. There you go.
I like it.
I do too. Well, we've put some predictions out there. Gary Wheeler thinks that Man of War is going to be a contender. I think it's pretty hard to argue with that assertion by Mr. Wheeler. But we can talk about it all day long, but it's going to happen on the racetrack. And I can tell you what, if you're going to beat Kirk Williams and the Williams brothers team, you better pack a lunch, because they have certainly got excellence all over that program. So, but we've got a whole lot of other people who can say the exact same thing. Man, guys, what a great night of talking and reminiscing and looking forward as we get ready for another year of chaos, both Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos. It's a joy to be a part of it with each of you, Lee and Chris, and all of you out there in Chaos Nation. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, what else?
Well,
I think we're
there
in.
was.
I think that's good.
I've got announcements coming out for weeks on social media, so just buckle your seatbelts, y'all.
There was one question direct to us, and Chris, you would know if there is anything to know. Monica asked, any gossip of maybe that new War Eagle car coming to Chaos to race? So there are images out there of a brand new painted War Eagle. So what's happening? You might know.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to call Mr. Poldy. Another Funny Car Chaos 1.0 memory for me, but that's when I met Dale for the first time. And, of course, I took a selfie with him because I was like, oh, my gosh, this is Dale freaking Poldy. So I'll give him a holler and see what's up. But I saw those pictures, too. And, I mean, he knows that Chaos is where he needs to come race and have some fun.
That's right.
Excellent. Yeah, we all want to know about that one. And the Chaos Classic, Funny Car Classic at Texas Motor Place in March. I don't know. Will we see 60 cars again? Will we see 70 this year? I don't know. But we're going to see a bunch, and it's going to be a barn burner for sure. Well, guys, if that's it, I guess we'll bid everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We will be back on the air in January with our next installment of Chaos Live, and maybe just one in January, but we'll go 2 per month beginning in February. So you can tune in here, find out all there is to find out about Chaos and what's coming up for the year. So thank you very much, Chaos Nation, for being a part of another great show. Be sure to like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and spread the good word. Let everybody know what's happening in the world of Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos. I don't know anybody that wouldn't want to be a part of this. Do you? Merry Christmas, everyone. From here, good night. We will see you again soon.
Chaos Nation, whether you are near or far, you can finally represent Funny Car Chaos wherever you are at. TheChaosStore.com is the place to visit to get your merch from the world's only Outlaw Funny Car series. And there's even exclusive deals online, as in the 3 t-shirts you are seeing right now on your screen. But it's more than just the tees. You can get your Funny Car Chaos stickers, hats, beanies, everything else. World of Funny Car Chaos there at thechaosstore.com.